All right, hello everyone. Welcome to our Tuesday night classes that end up on YouTube Wednesday morning. So to all of you watching afterwards, good morning. Let's see, notes today. So we're gonna be focusing on the obliques today, but whenever I guess pick a specific muscle, I want to be clear that your whole body should be working, even if you're targeting a specific muscle. So though in some of these exercises, we'll be focusing on engaging the obliques, which are, I hate the term side abs, but I feel like people resonate with that term. It's dumb, but our obliques are super important for thoracic rotation and also for holding our lumbar spine in place. So if you have a lot of low back pain, oftentimes it's because your obliques might not be super strong and aren't able to hold your hips and your ribs kind of either together or help them rotate. So we're going to focus on a bit of rotation today, but also obliques are known as the anti-rotation muscle. So we're going to be also working on not rotating, which is going to be also very fun. So any questions before we begin? All right. Cool. As always, feel free to play music on your end. Take any options I give today. I will be giving many different options for all of the movements we're doing today. And always feel free to unmute and ask any questions. All right, let's hop right in. We're going to start on our backs as usual. So lowering the lower back onto the mat. So before you even lift up, again, finding that neutral spine. And we're going to do a quick manual kind of like, I guess, hands-on body thing. So you're going to put your hands on your ribs and pretend you're almost like pulling the two top sides together. So you're not actually going to be like really moving them at all, but you want to imagine that your ribs could knit together even at the top. So with that movement of kind of pushing the ribs together at the top, you'll feel the core start to engage and the oblique should start to engage a little bit too. So even when we're in that glute bridge, we really don't want to arch the back or arch the ribs at all, splay them. And so this is a good kind of drill to make sure that you're tucking those ribs in and the core around them is engaging as well. All right, feet are pressed into the ground. We're going to squeeze the glutes and lift up into that glute bridge. Today we'll put those hands on our thighs and kind of press down, giving ourselves some feedback into the glutes. And you can just start doing some little mini pulses here, really firing up the glutes. If you want some, manual hands-on stuff, again, you can put your hands on your glutes and really wake them up. Another great manual check-in for your glute bridge is putting one hand on your stomach and one on your low back and making sure you're not, pitching your pelvis one way or another, it's staying neutral. So we'll do a couple more pulses. And then finding that center, we'll heel toe that left foot to the middle and bring out straight that right leg. It can have a bend to it. Don't worry too much about it being straight. We're going to do a couple abductions. So that right foot is flexed in towards you and that pelvis is staying neutral, but you're extending that foot out to the right and back in. And you may not even notice, but your oblique is helping to keep that pelvis even here. Again, thinking about that anti-rotation, it's helping that right pelvic point not drop down. Whew. All right, right foot down. We'll heel toe to the middle. Left foot is up. Same thing. We're abducting out to the side and back in. Out to the side and back in. Nice and controlled movement here. That right glute should be firing up. Good. Last one. We'll bring both feet down, keep the hips up, and we're just going to knock the knees out and in here. Not too intense or anything, but just waking up all of those muscles that connect into your pelvis and your glutes to help keep that weight out of your low back. All right, lowering that back down to the ground. We'll do a quick wrist stretch. So put your hands up to the ceiling like you're holding a platter, and you're going to take your left hands and pull back on your right fingers. So feeling a nice stretch in your forearms. And if you're typing a lot all day, this may feel really intense. So make it as, intense or not as intense as you need it to be. We'll switch to the other side. Right hand pulls back on the finger breaks. of your left hand. I've always thought that finger breaks is a really nice way to say the creases of your fingers. All right, so we're gonna go right into a core warm up. So bringing those hands behind your head, elbows are pointing up towards the ceiling. We'll take a nice big inhale, exhale, and lift yourself up off those shoulder blades. It's okay if they're on the ground, but imagining you're lifting yourself up, and we're gonna bring that left knee over your left hip. Just holding it in for a second. The head is pressing back into the hands, left foot down and lower. Inhale, exhale, lifting up, pressing the core into the ground. That right knee is over the left hip. Good, lower, back down. We're adding on. You can always stay just with what we just did, or you can choose to add on. Inhale, exhale, lifting up off those shoulder blades. Left knee comes to that 90, and we're gonna start twisting just even a couple inches over towards that left leg. Good, back to center, left foot down and back. I'm gonna come at the side too so you can see what it looks like that way. Inhale, exhale, lift up. That right leg is coming to 90. If you want, you're adding just a couple inches of that twist towards that right leg. It should not be intense. Well, the feeling should be, but the move should not. Back to center and down. All right, so you can stay there, or we'll add one more add-on here. Inhale, exhale, and lift up that left leg. We're twisting and taking this right arm and crossing it so that it's basically on our left thigh. Good, hand behind your head and down. Inhale, exhale, lift up that right leg this time, twisting a half inch towards that right leg and crossing that left arm across your right thigh. Hand behind the head and down. All right, give it a quick shake. We're gonna be doing one more little core thing before we get up. So you have two options. You can keep the knees bent if that feels better, or if you feel comfortable kind of throwing your legs up. They don't have to be straight. They can be as bent as you want them to be. But we're gonna be doing a little core exercise here to warm up the obliques. So bringing the hands behind the head, we'll take that inhale, exhale, and lift, and you're gonna pivot those hips back and forth. So pretending you're bringing each hip bone closer to your ribs. So you're just pivoting side to side. So my hip bone is literally just like pivoting side to side. Whew. It gets really deep into the core. 3, 2, 1. You can come down. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, exhale, and lift, and then finding that pivot of the hips, side to side. Pressing that low back into the ground for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Bring those feet as wide as your mat, and we're just going to pivot back and forth to release some of that low back. So keeping both feet pressed into the ground, so we're not trying to just release back and forth. Again, we're kind of doing some anti-rotation today, or some gentle rotation, as I should say. Like windshield wipers. All right, take your time getting up into your seated position, and we'll hop right into our intervals. All right, so we have 6 rounds today, and each one will be 2 minutes long. 4 minutes long. So our first exercise will be awkward table. I'm gonna explain the interval through explaining the first exercise. So for an awkward table, you're extending that left arm out and right leg back. So I'll show you this way. And you're gonna be bringing, kind of similar to that abduction we did in our glute bridge, bringing that out to the side at the same time that right arm or left arm is coming to the side. So it's called an awkward table because, I don't know, you're really off kilter here. And then back to center. You're coming out to the side and back to center. So you'll be doing 30 seconds of that at a normal speed. So whatever normal means to you, just a standard, no rush, but your normal speed. 30 seconds of half speed, so slowing it down like you're doing it through molasses. And then 30 seconds of holding it out to the side, so we're here. And then 30 seconds of rest, and then we'll switch to the other side. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay, cool. We're gonna hop right in. All right, so left arm is out, right leg is out. Behind you, we'll start in 3, 2, 1. So that left arm is going to the left, right leg is going to the right, and I like to sometimes check in on my pelvis too. You want that pelvis to stay even. You should feel that glute firing up pretty fast. So remember, this is your normal speed. We're not rushing. We're just feeling comfortable. Core is engaged here. All right, slowing down. So 30 seconds of that half speed. So we're kind of feeling like you're just going through slow motion move here. Ooh, I feel my core firing. Ugh. Keeping that neck neutral here. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. Holding out to the side so that left hand is to the left, that right leg is abducted. Ooh, this one hurts so much more than I thought it would. Good, not letting that low back through. 15 seconds. You can always come up on a fist too if that feels better. 3, 2, 1. Whew. Ow. You can give the wrist a roll if you need that. Again, as I was saying, you can always put a fist down too if that feels better, or you could put a block under your hands. We'll take 30 seconds off and then switch to the other side. So this time your right arm is out and your left leg is back. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. So we're back to that normal speed, right arm to the right, left leg out to the left. Checking in on the core here. So you want to make sure it's dialed up just like how it was during our core sequence. I always forget how long a minute and a half actually feels when you're doing something without a break. All right, we're coming to that half speed, so 30 seconds of your half speed here. Breathing. Again, finding that neutral neck. Try not to let your head drop towards the ground, though I know it's tempting. Try to find that neutral spine. All right, getting ready for that hold. This is where I go into my fist. All right, we're holding. So that right arm to the right, left leg to the left. Squeezing that right glute, as I said. Even when you're trying to work the oblique, all those other muscles are firing too to help you really find that optimal alignment. 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Ow. I don't know why that was so hard. Man, oh man. That was just supposed to be our warm-up one, and I'm very warm. All right. We are going into our next one, which is an oblique V up. So you'll come on your side, and I like to put my arm all the way out so that my head is resting on it, but you could theoretically have your hand at your head too if that feels better. So you have 2 options. Option 1 is you'll bring that, I guess for the first round, your left hand up to your left leg. It does not have to touch. It's just the general movement of lifting up that left leg at the same time that you're lifting up the hand. So obviously if you want, you can touch them, but you definitely don't have to. Option 2, and I guess usually I put my my underhand out to the side. So I guess whatever feels best on your neck. But the second option is to lift both legs and come back down, lifting both legs, coming back down. So remember, option 1 is here. Option 2 is that way. So same thing, 30 seconds normal speed, 30 seconds half speed, 30 seconds hold. All right, we'll start with our right side down and our left side up. So the left arm and left leg are doing some sort of connection, even if it's just through space. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. So remember, you can do arm up to your leg like so. Then sometimes I come up on my, on my tricep too when I'm just doing it like this. So really whatever feels best for you. Plenty of options. And that right hand underneath can support you too. So we're at our normal speed here. All right, coming to half speed for 30 seconds, so slowing everything down. If your neck starts hurting, you can always put a hand behind your head too to make sure your neck is staying neutral. And again, it's never actually about touching the leg. It's all about just the movement. So don't worry again about touching your leg with your arm. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1, 30-second hold here. Again, you can be here. You can be wherever you want for this hold. Core is engaged, oblique is feeling it. Chest is lifted. My tricep is also feeling a lot. Good, 3, 2, 1. Whew. 30 seconds off. Ow. We'll switch to the other side. Maybe one side will feel easier than the other. Ken, do you have a question?
When you lift up, are you like rotating onto like the flesh of your butt, or are you staying like on your hip?
I rotate onto the flesh of my butt.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't stay on my hip bone. Yeah. All right. We got 15 seconds. So putting that left hand out this time. Again, you could always come here instead. Depends what you want it to look like or feel like more appropriately. All right, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds normal speed here. You can always do a check-in with that hand behind your neck instead. Oh yeah, it would hurt to stay on your head. Yeah, I definitely rotate onto my butt flesh. And I guess another option too, if that is hurting, you could always put another layer down underneath you. All right, half speed here, slowing everything down. This is actually a really unique movement because oftentimes there are movements where you're lifting your legs and your arms at the same time towards each other, but in a reverse V. So very fun. Fun times. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds here. Oh, this one is harder. Remember, you can be in whatever position feels best for you. You can have one leg on the ground. You can have one leg lifted. Good. 3, 2, 1. These are so much harder than I thought they would be. I always forget how hard they are when you're actually doing them. All right, feel free to grab a sip of water. Take a second. How are we feeling? Alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic, all the things. Okay. Cool. Got some thumbs up. All right, we are going into a side plank crunch. So I'm actually going to show it this way. So you can have that leg, like toes pointed back, or you could have them underneath you. Doesn't matter, either way is fine, whatever feels best for you. And you're going to lift up that right leg and bring that left arm, or your left leg and left arm are over your head, and you'll come into a crunch. Again, same thing with the oblique thing. They don't need to touch. Don't stress about them touching. It's just about that general movement of crunching into that oblique, and the glutes are gonna fire up here too. So crunching in, extending out, crunching in, extending out. Same thing. Theoretically, if you're feeling real spicy tonight, I don't think I am, you are more than welcome to do this in your position, so in a side plank, without the modified version. So instead of being here, you have that bottom foot staggered. So your choice, world is your oyster. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna do it this way so that my hand's on the mat, but you know what I mean. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. So finding that normal speed, elbow towards knee. Don't worry about them touching, just about that general thing. And you can always kick that foot out to the back if you need more balance. You're also getting some hip flexion here, which we practiced in the core and the glutes. All right, half speed, slowing it down. I like to imagine I'm pulling something above my head towards my knee. Gives me a little bit of resistance. I like to also keep my head looking down at my hands or looking out to the side rather than looking up. That can crank your neck a bit. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. Holding that knee and your elbow in. Oh, this is gonna burn my glutes. All right, core is staying engaged here. Finding some of that control. When I say control, I really just mean in those important functional muscles of your glutes and your core. If your wrist is hurting, feel free to take a break. We are almost there. 3, 2, 1. Relax. You can give your wrist a quick roll if it felt like it had a lot of tension. Whew. I'm pooped. All right, so we're on that other side this time. So left knee, left hand. If you did the other side, that's fine. Just you're on the other side now. Same concept. We're in that modified side plank, or you could be in your full side plank. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. So we're bringing that elbow into your knee. So my normal speed is still pretty slow, because if I rush this, I will face plant. So again, there's no right or wrong speed here. Really trying to slide the shoulder blade down your back too, so you're not hugging that elbow or the shoulder all up into your ear. All right, half speed, 30 seconds. So again, I like to imagine I'm pulling something and then releasing it, something over my head. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds, hold, and obviously you can see my knee is very far from my elbow. Do not stress about having them touch. In fact, that would be a lot of hip flexion if they could touch. Good, 15 seconds left. I actually think this glute is stronger than my other side. Fancy. Good, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice, you can give that other wrist a nice roll. If that feels good. Grab some water, take a quick breather. All right, more than halfway. We got 3 rounds left. So next up, we have bicycles. And I'll give, I guess, kind of 3 options for this. So option 1 is to basically do what we did during the core. So I'll show you at a side angle so you can see what I mean. So lifting up, again, off those shoulder blades, and basically just coming hip flexion with a twist. So hip flexion with a twist. You can also come all the way down, lift up if you want to make it more methodical, up to you. So that's option 1. Option 2 is you could add on, when you're twisted in, an extension and then bring it back down to the center, extend up, twist, extend, back down. And if you're feeling super magical tonight, you could put it all together and do bicycles here, but we really don't want to crank our neck and you want to keep that low back on the ground. So we'll do 30 seconds normal speed, 30 seconds half speed, 30-second hold. Cool. I love the thumbs up every time. It really fills my bucket. All right. Clear communication, am I right? All right. Let's do it. So finding your version of your bicycles here, plenty of options. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. So 30 seconds normal speed here. Really pressing that lower back into the ground. All right, getting ready for that half speed in 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds half speed. So taking this at your own pace. Getting ready for that. We're going to hold on one side and then we'll hold on the other side for the other time. So picking your side in 3, 2, 1. So I'm picking my right side. So I'm just twisted towards that right leg. You can extend that left leg if you want. Pressing down with that low back, getting into those deep core muscles. I'm lowering my left leg. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 30 seconds off. Good. Take a nice rest. You can take a full body stretch here for a second if you want, and then we'll do that all over again, and then our hold will be on our left side this time. All right. Getting ready for whatever version of bicycles you want to take this time. We'll start in 3, 2, 1. So normal speed here, whatever that means to you. Really trying to get down to those deep core muscles so that they'll help you keep your low back on the ground. I'm really just switching back and forth from lifting to lowering, so you don't have to stick with whatever option you choose first. All right, half speed here. Slowing it down. Good, getting ready for that hold on your other side this time. Good, 3, 2, 1. Finding that hold. For me, it's on my left side this time. Just doing a tiny twist towards that left leg. Breathing. Whoo. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Nice job. Whew. Give those shoulders a nice little roll. Come into a little bit of thoracic mobility for a second. Can shake it out. All right, 2 more rounds. Grab some water. All right, next up, we are standing for this one. Super fun change of events. So we'll be coming from a knee drive into an airplane, but we're gonna be doing something with our arms. So you can have the hands together in a prayer position. You can have them like grasp onto your fist. You can have fists together. You can have arms crossed. But the whole idea is essentially that you are like bringing that opposite elbow towards that knee. So we're in an intense hip flexion as you twist and tap that opposite leg towards that opposite knee. So it's kind of like a one leg deadlift, but we're adding some of that oblique rotation here. Again, that gentle rotation. So opposite elbow, opposite knee, towards opposite elbow, opposite knee. Again, you can have the hands here, same idea, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Okay, let's do it. All right, I'm gonna start on my left leg with my right knee lifted. In 3, 2, 1. So my left elbow is going towards my right knee. And then as I'm hinging my hips, I'm bringing that left or right elbow towards my left knee. Hinging back up. They don't actually have to touch. This might be a little bit easier than, again, my balance is not great. So using that left glute to propel you, getting a little bit of that twist. This is your normal speed, although I feel like I'm going slow naturally. All right, half speed, slowing this down here. So we're finding some pretty intense hip flexion at the top. Just a really, really tiny twist here. All right, getting ready for that hold. So you can choose. You can hold up here or you can hold at the bottom, your choice. 3, 2, 1. Holding here for 30 seconds. Or you can do 15 and 15, which is what I think I'm gonna do. All right, if you wanna switch in the middle, I'm gonna switch in the middle to the other one. I don't wanna stay in that airplane for 30 seconds. Good, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Shake out that left leg. Ow! All right, we're going to the other side this time. So we'll start with that right arm towards your left leg and then your left elbow towards your right leg. Whew. Dun, 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 dun. You're listening to some good music. All right. Starting with that left leg lifted in 3, 2, 1. So that right elbow is going towards that left leg, and then we're coming down into that airplane and then squeezing back up. So if you think about this move can actually be very similar to activities of daily life, like picking up something on the floor that's not right in front of you. You want to make sure you have that hip flexion and extension and that low back control. All right, half speed here, slowing it all down. Doing some magic. That right glute is fired up. Mine is very sleepy. I have a very sleepy right glute. All right, getting ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. So you can find that hold at the top, or you can find that hold at the bottom, or you can do 15 and 15 like I might, depending on how I'm feeling. 5 seconds. All right, if you want to switch, you'll switch in 3, 2, 1. breathing. 3, 2, 1. All right. Did everyone survive that one? Okay. Final one today, and then there's nothing weird or funny at the end. We go right into stretches once we're done with those 4 minutes. All right, so.
Your sound, Mallory.
Yeah?
Your sound went down all of a sudden during that last one.
How about
Remember
now?
that happened before?
Yeah, it's still bad.
Well, I can hear you, but you're just not very loud. It just suddenly changed.
Okay, well, give me 1 second. Okay, well, yeah, let me know, Mom. Okay, can you hear me if I'm here? Yeah? Okay. All right, so we're gonna be going from a down dog into a mountain climber for our last one. So we'll start in our down dog, and then I guess important to note, I'm gonna stay on the same leg for the whole time and then switch to the other leg for the other one. But if you feel better about alternating, you don't wanna stick with one leg, that's totally fine too, up to you. So I'm gonna start with my left leg lifted, and then I'm gonna hinge forward into a plank and cross that knee, and then press back up into a down dog. Bringing that knee, again, our goal is not necessarily to touch knee into your elbow. You're welcome to, but that's not the goal of this at all. So crossing that left leg forward, hinging back. What I mean by alternating is if you want to switch and alternate back and forth instead of just staying on one leg, you can. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. Let's go. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. So 30 seconds of that normal speed, hinging forward, crossing the knee across, pushing back up. And you could always, if you want a modification a little bit here, you could drop down that right knee to help support you here and then press back up. You can always take any child's pose in the middle. All right, half speed, 30 seconds. Slowing it down here. So pressing from that down dog into that plank with the knee cross. All right, getting ready for that hold in the knee cross in 3, 2, 1. So you do not need to stay here for 30 seconds. I'm probably only going to stay here for 15 and then do 15 in a down dog. So you're welcome to stay here for the whole 30 seconds, but that is a long time to hold. All right, I'm going to press back up and hold 15 seconds with that left leg extended, and then we get that recovery. Good. 3, 2, 1. Whew, relax. 30 seconds off. Final 2 minutes. Whew, I'm like very much sweating. Holy moly. All right. If you did alternating, you can keep doing alternating. I'm gonna lift up my right leg this time. Choice is yours. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hinging forward into that plank. The knee crosses, you press it back up. Knee comes forward, crosses, press back up. That neck is staying neutral the whole time, not letting it drop. Coming to half speed here, 30 seconds. You can always take a little break and come back to it. This one's a hard one to end on. ready for that hold in 3, 2, 1. I'm holding here for 15 seconds if I can even do that. And then I'm coming back into down dog for 15 seconds. 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds, wherever you want to be. And then we'll go right into some stretchies. 3, 2, 1. Yay, you made it. Give yourself a nice big pat on the back, and then a nice one on the other side, and then a hug. Yay, good job, self. All right, we're gonna come into a hurdler stretch here. So right leg is in front, left leg is in back. That left hip definitely should be lifted. Core is engaged here so the ribs aren't splaying. I'm gonna put my left hand on my left leg and just reach up that right arm, so getting a lot of opening in that oblique. Good, coming to the other side, so doing the same thing. You can bring that arm out more if that feels good. Again, getting that opening all the way up your side here. Good, we'll switch to the other side so that left foot is in back, or is in front, right foot in back. That right hand comes on your right leg and reaching up and over. You're gonna have probably a much smaller range of motion than you will going the other way. Making sure my ribs aren't splaying. Good, that left hand comes down, reaching that right arm over. Good, we'll come into quadruped. So bringing that, let's see, left arm will come up, so opening up into a twist, and then you're gonna thread that left arm underneath. Again, you don't need to touch the ground. You're just getting into some of that thoracic mobility, and then lifting back up, coming and opening up that chest, and then coming underneath, pressing and opening up your chest here. We'll do about 5 of these on each side. When you're done with those 5, switching to the other side. You should still feel some opening in that hip. Once you've done that 5, you can come back into your quadruped, and we'll just finish with a couple cat-cows, and then I guess one last stretch after that. So you can find that cat-cow. Again, we're not tipping that pelvis, we're dropping the chest, and then pressing up into the shoulder blades. Pulling the chest through the hands. All right, once you've found neutral, we're gonna lift up that, let's see, left leg and cross it over your right leg. And then you'll start to look towards that leg that's on the ground. So feeling some opening in this hip right here. And then also some opening of the oblique on the other side. Good, we'll switch to the other side so that right leg crosses over your left, and you'll start to look towards that. Again, my legs are all crumbly now, but whatever the other leg is that I was on. Good, and back to center. You did it, yay! Whew, mother pearly world, that was harder than I was expecting. I was like, an easy oblique class, nothing to it. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording.